Welcome to the Empowered Professionals presentation of how to write your personal mission statement. My name is Katrina Parsons, and I'm very happy to have you online with us this evening. I'd like to start by just reading the Empowered Professionals mission statement so that you can have a clear understanding of the whole reason that we're doing this here tonight. The mission statement for the Empowered Professional is to empower professionals to discover their purpose, design their ideal career, develop their potential, and direct their life. This is done through developing natural strengths, teaching essential skills, enhancing a proper mindset, leveraging personal vision. And we empower you, the professional, to create and realize your professional purpose and achieve your dreams. And who doesn't want to ultimately achieve their dreams? The coaches with the Empowered Professional include myself, Katrina Parsons. I'm co-founder. I'm a holistic health coach. I'm a career mentor. I am a purpose and vision guide. I really specialize in helping people figure out exactly what they're meant to do. I have a background in recruiting and sales and leadership. I absolutely love gardening, sitting by the ocean, camping and traveling, just hanging out with my family, and singing and dancing is a big part of my background. My partner, Casey Peak, she's the co-founder of the Empowered Professional. She's also a career mentor. She is a creativity mentor, an incredibly talented creativity mentor, a purpose guide. She's the author of a book called The Seeds of Imagination. She has a background in career development, creative problem solving, and marketing. She loves cooking and traveling, and more importantly, life. She just loves life. Now, if at any time you're having a hard time hearing me during this webinar, just let me know. I have had a little bit of connection issue, so if there seems to be a lag or a delay, that's why. What is a life without a written mission? Why do you even need a mission statement? If you've ever felt lost, if you've ever felt like you had no idea where you were going, if you ever felt like you were just kind of spinning on that hamster wheel every day, it could be that you need a mission statement. It could be that you really need a clear understanding of where you're going. I'd like to give you an example of the difference between a corporate mission statement and a personal mission statement and how the two can really tie together. Now, I already read you the Empowered Professionals mission statement. Let's talk about Campbell's Soup, just as a reference. Campbell's Soup's mission is to nourish people's lives by offering a wide variety of convenient, delicious, and affordable food choices that can help everyone enjoy a balanced, healthful diet. Okay, now, in contrast to that, and also in relationship to that, is the CEO of Campbell's Soup, Denise Morrison. Now, her mission statement is to serve as a leader, to live a balanced life, and apply ethical principles to make a difference, a significant difference, excuse me. Now, you can see how the two of those definitely tie together and why she's a great fit for the career she has chosen. It fits very well in her personal mission statement. You probably are very familiar with a professional mission statement, a company's mission statement. Every company has one, at least they should, right? But not very many people have actually become familiar with the idea of having a personal mission statement. As a matter of fact, probably at least 90% of people have not gotten familiar with the idea of having a personal mission statement. Just to give you a couple more examples, to have fun in my journey through life and learn from my mistakes, that's Sir Richard Branson. And to help people find hope after loss, that's Gloria Horsley. They can be short and sweet and to the point. They do not have to be lengthy and detailed. So think for just a minute about a couple of words that really describe you. Let's talk about how to write your own personal mission statement. You may have been described from other people as being maybe compassionate or aggressive in going after what you want, or supportive or intelligent. I'd like for you to take just a minute and think of two words that really describe you and that also describe what you do. Keep in mind that you're welcome to take some screenshots of this webinar as we go forward. If you just hit print screen, you can paste these screens into a Paint or some other imaging program on your computer, and that way you can come back to this. We also provide this information on our blog at theempoweredprofessional.com. So you're obviously going to want to put a little thought into this maybe after the webinar today, but definitely take the time to think about those two words that describe you and describe what you do. Next, I'd like for you to think about why you do it. This was a really hard one for me. I've always known kind of what I was supposed to do with my life, but I really didn't understand why, and it made it really hard for me to get up and go and do it every day. You know, if you don't understand the reason that you're doing something, it might not inspire you to really go forth. So why do you do it? The example here is to achieve better results and to create an energizing and beneficial upward spiral. So this person was very focused on inspiring and encouraging others. Why do you do what you do? What is your reason? What is your purpose? The next question is, how do you do it? How do you do what you do? You know, if you're a cliff diver, if your mission is to jump off of every mountain in the United States, how do you do that? How do you go about doing that? If my mission is to help people become their best selves, how am I going to go about doing that? The example here is by asking questions, listening for motivators and blocks, solving problems, and keeping momentum. The last question is here is, what value does that bring? If you're going to go out and do this thing that's your born mission, then you need to know why, but you also need to understand the value. Who does it benefit? What significant change will it make in the world, in your life, and others' lives? What value does it bring? In this example, it's synergy and a better, faster result than as isolated contributors, meaning teamwork, my friend. This person wants to use teamwork to get the results that they're looking for. And the value in their mission statement is to create that teamwork, to create that synergy. So take some time. It could be something just as simple as to make the world a better place, better than I left it, you know, better than it was when I was here. I want to leave the world a better place. And I do that because I care about the children that follow behind me. That's the value. Whatever you want your mission statement to be, this is the general format that you should follow. Now, how can you make your mission statement more powerful? Well, here are some bullets for you to keep in mind. Is your mission statement consistent with how you live your life? It would probably surprise you to know that most people who do have a mission statement, those are the people who've really put a lot of thought into their time. But the rest of the population who might think that they understand their mission, they might not have a life that's in line with that mission. They just might not be driven, they might not have the belief, maybe they've got the wrong mission, maybe they don't have the guts to go after it. So is your mission statement consistent with how you live your life? If it's not, then what are you going to change? Are you going to change your life, or are you going to tweak your mission statement? If you love your life, then let's just tweak that mission statement to be more in line with that lifestyle. Next is it clear and simple? There are people who like to put a ton of detail into what they're writing, but keep in mind that this is something that you should be able to quickly memorize and quickly spit out when someone else should ask you what your mission is, or when you need a quick inspiration as you're walking into a job interview, or, you know, for whatever, you know, you're falling asleep and you're stressed out and you want to quickly spit out your mission statement. It should be simple enough that you can memorize it and that it's to the point. Does it focus on the positive? Or do some of the words have negative connotations? For example, instead of saying, I want to stop smoking because it's making me sick, that's kind of a negative statement. Something a little more positive could be, I'm very passionate about having a healthy lifestyle and everything I do is in line with that mission. It's very positive. So it's a very similar thing, right? But it's a positive way of saying it. And then next, is it going to guide you in your day-to-day actions? If you think of a mission statement as your compass, you know, as the bricks on the road that lead you in the direction of whatever you're going after, then it will guide you in your day-to-day actions. If your mission is to be healthy and to live a healthy life that's inspiring other people to be healthy, you're probably not going to eat a candy bar for lunch and then go out and have a cigarette on break, right? So your mission statement should guide you in making those healthier choices. It should guide you in selecting a new job. It should guide you in your spouse, in the way that you treat your spouse. It should guide you in the way that you raise your children. A personal mission statement has everything to do with everything you do in your life. Does it inspire you? Have you felt inspired before? Do you know what that feels like? When you're inspired, you know what it feels like. It's like a burning desire in your gut to do something. You've got to do something because you feel so inspired. Your mission statement should do that for you. And if it doesn't, you might want to look at some ways that you can adjust your mission statement. The last bullet point here says that mission statements should change as you change, and I just mentioned that. A lot of people start out with one mission in life, but as they grow, they succeed, maybe they reach mile markers, maybe they've achieved certain goals, that mission will grow, it will stretch, it will become more. Sometimes it changes paths altogether, and that's fine. It's your life, it's your mission statement. It really should change as you change. My mission statement is to connect with and empower others to become their very best selves. Now, I'd like for you to just be aware that it's very important for you to know your purpose in order for you to have a compelling mission statement. My purpose is literally to connect with people. That's what I was put on this earth to do, was to make connections and to empower them. So by knowing that, I'm able to be very clear about my mission. But not everybody knows their purpose, and that's okay. I haven't always known my purpose. It took me a little while to get to know that. So how do you learn about your purpose? Well, guess what? We teach a whole workshop on Discover Your Purpose. It's a whole 4-hour course that literally will put it in your hands exactly what your purpose is so that you can write a really compelling mission statement. I just want to tell you a story briefly. A man came across 3 masons who were working. They were chipping chunks out of granite from great big blocks. The first seemed really miserable and unhappy. The second was looking at his watch. And, the man came up and he said, "What are you doing?" And the first mason responded rather curtly, "I'm hammering this stupid rock, and I can't wait till 5 o'clock when I can go home." The second mason, a little more interested in his work, was hammering diligently. And he said, "Well, I'm molding this block of rock so that it can be used with others to construct a wall. It's not bad work, but I'll sure be glad when it's done." The third mason was hammering at his block rather fiercely, very focused, taking the time to stand the block and admire his work, taking out the small pieces until he was satisfied that he was doing the very best job he could possibly do. Now, when he answered the question of "What are you doing?" he gazed up at the sky and he proudly proclaimed, "I'm building a cathedral." Those 3 men had 3 different attitudes. They all had the exact same job. Every one of them. There was nothing different about the job they were doing. Now, if we wanted to make that third mason's mission a little more robust, we might be able to add some things in there like, "I'm building a cathedral so that the people of the world can come to be together and make it a better place." So what are you doing every day? Are you just going to work and showing up and waiting until 5? Or are you inspired by your mission? Do you know why you're there? So just to go back and recap as we get ready to wrap things up, I just want to remind you that it's important for you to understand your purpose and find a couple of words that really describe your purpose. Then it's important for you to understand exactly what it is you're going to do with that purpose, why it matters, and how you're going about it. Follow that template that I gave you. Next, it's important for you to be really inspired by your mission. Make sure that it goes along with exactly what you do every day, or that you make the adjustments that you need to make so that you're in line with your mission. Use that mission statement anytime you feel confused. I'd like to tell you just a really brief personal story as we wrap things up. As I mentioned, I've pretty much always known that it was going to be a job for me to get out there and connect with people and help people. And like I've been told, you should be a psychiatrist, you should be a life coach, all of these things. And it never really made sense to me why. I just knew that I really was withdrawn to helping people figure things out, things with their own personal lives. And it inspired me to continue to do that. But that's kind of where it fell flat. In every job I ever had, I inserted that passion, but I never really understood why. I never really searched out a job that allowed me to focus my energy in that regard. And I finally figured out that I was doing the wrong thing. I was really good at it, and I was really valuable at the place I worked, and I made good money, and I came home every day, and I had a lot of self-respect. I was miserable. I hated my life because I knew that I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing. And so I quit. And by quitting, I started a crazy chain reaction in our home where we had some employment problems. My husband and I both. We both kind of went through exactly the same thing at exactly the same time. And we were broke, and we were really miserable. And you know, it was one day when I was standing in line at the food pantry to get a little help putting some food on the table. As I was standing there and I was reading articles and I was learning about myself and I'm talking to people on the phone, just trying to make something come together, that it occurred to me that the problem was that I hadn't really gotten a mission statement. I didn't really know what I wanted. And so I put my nose to the grindstone, my shoulder to the wheel, as you will, and I figured it out. I wrote a really compelling mission statement, and I stopped everything I was doing completely and got really focused just on that. And everything changed. And so I kind of helped my husband do the same thing, and everything changed for him. And now we're moving in this better direction, and life is crazy, and it's busy, and it's exciting, and sometimes it's a little stressful, but we know that we're doing the right thing. There's no question that we're on the right path. It made all the difference for us. So if you feel like you're running on that hamster wheel, if you feel like you don't really know exactly what it is that you're supposed to do with that wonderful life that you have, if you've ever heard yourself say, I don't really know why I'm here, that breaks my heart because I know how you feel. And it's time to change it. So go ahead and work on that mission statement. If you feel like you need a little additional assistance, then maybe take the steps that some of our other clients have taken and connect with us personally by visiting www.theempoweredprofessional.com. Ask us if you could have a free personalized coaching session where we can really help you figure this out one-on-one. And if you feel like you really want to discover your purpose, design that ideal career, develop your potential so that you can be really successful in the career you've chosen, and direct your life in the way you want it to be, then go ahead and register for our workshops. Take the time to spend a day with us. See the difference it can make for you. Discover your potential, design your ideal career, develop your skills, your potential, and direct your life. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you next week.